My head is filled with concepts upon hearing Vaisheshika Prabhu's presentation of key Sankirtan themes. I really love it. It really gives you something to wrap your mind around and strive for. The talk sent me in so many different directions of inspiration. I'm in a quandary which direction to pursue, but I decided to settle upon a letter from Srila Prabhupada that's not well known, and to whom the letter was sent to is also not publicized. It's one of the letters from Srila Prabhupada in the kind of unknown category. You have to really dig it out from the Veda base. Inspired by Vaisheshika Prabhu's quoting Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, I thought, yes, this letter would add to our delight. It's a letter I had taped on the front door of my locker in the Brooklyn Temple in 1973, when each brahmachari had a locker that was not big enough to fit anything in. But on the front door of the locker, my little box, I had this letter taped. It's a letter written to a leader who had disappointed Srila Prabhupada. And Srila Prabhupada was expressing his transcendental emotions. At the same time, Prabhupada was soaring through the adversity and beyond the adversity to make a transcendental declaration of solid conviction in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu regardless. So basically, it's a letter saying, look, I gave you a big opportunity. You've blown it. There's still an opportunity for you to regather yourself and rededicate yourself. But in any case, the transcendental show, so to speak, is moving on. The train is moving on. The Sankirtan train is continuing down the tracks. Are you on board? Because the train is not going to stop. Do you want the credit? So please listen. I'll skip the part where he's expressing his awareness of the disqualifications in terms of behavior of this leader, and go right to where Prabhupada is revealing his heart, his vision, and his complete conviction that Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement will spread. He says, actually, my plan is to one day be the ruling party all over the world and gradually infiltrate also your government. Throughout my life, I have never thought any small things. Only about 6 years ago, I could not even imagine how widespread and potent a force this Krishna conscious movement would become. But now I am seeing that it is simply a miracle by Krishna that we are coming to the forefront of all other spiritual cultures in the world. So I think that in the future, one day we shall become the ruling party. At least if we can do that in your country, then we may also do it everywhere else. He's talking about the USA, your country. So I am always thinking in this way, big plans on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But I can understand that such plans, such big plans, will never come true unless the plan makers and the executors of the plan remain always extremely purified. That is my only credit, that I have remained pure where all others have failed. Therefore, this Hare Krishna movement is becoming stronger everywhere, while the others are failing everywhere. And this Krishna conscious movement is running simply on the purity of its regular principles. If the devotees, preachers of our movement remain always pure by sticking strictly to the rules and regulations as I've given, then without a doubt, we shall conquer all other so-called spiritual cultures in the world very soon. So I think you understand these things, but why have you forgotten them? Imagine how I am feeling when I hear such ugly rumors being spread about my oldest and most trusted disciples. Naturally, I am very aggrieved and forlorn, but I know that whether you or someone else, the right persons will come forward to assist me in spreading Lord Chaitanya's prediction to every town and village. So Krishna has given you every facility and opportunity to yourself become one of the big chiefs or primary instruments of Krishna in this important work. But if you neglect it, then what can I do? That decision to become very responsible and cool-headed leader of men, that conviction must rest with you. So as a young devotee, I just couldn't get over this. I know the right persons will come forward. And so I very much appreciate this Sankirtan International Management conception of many hands make light work. Give everyone a chance to come aboard. Some will have more results than others, but everyone has a chance to be sincere. And because of that sincerity that's cultivated, Krishna will give instruction through the heart. Srila Prabhupada is stressing that here is opportunity. And similarly, this Live to Give campaign is giving opportunity for sincere devotional service. I think I will touch upon one last thing, if you allow me. I'll speak about it briefly because I'm so much meditating on this letter, which I just uncovered a few months ago. I hadn't seen it since 1973. But I'm so overwhelmed by Srila Prabhupada's determination and conviction. I know the right persons will come forward to assist me in spreading Lord Chaitanya's prediction to every town and village. You have the opportunity. Will you do it or will you not? But I know the right persons are coming. So this global Sankirtan mission is pulling out of the woodwork, so to speak, pulling out from under the rug, pulling out from behind the curtains, all kinds of talent, and giving them an opportunity to be the ones that Srila Prabhupada is depending on. So I'm so much appreciative. Finally, I've been meditating on the verse often quoted for presenting the various stages of bhakti. It's from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, quoted in so many shastras. Ado Shraddha Tatasadu Sangha Tabhajana Kriya. Jiva Goswami says that these are the most common, this is the most common sequence, although there are many steps in the progression of bhakti. But I was reading that and thinking, I saw the whole vision of the global Sankirtan mission in this verse. That first, you start hearing about campaigns like the Live to Give. You hear about that in the Association of Devotees, and you start thinking, maybe there's something to this. And then, based on a little inclination, a little slight motivation, that's how subtle Shraddha is. You start, associating with those who are active pursuing such goals. And in their association, sadhu sangha, you start learning how to execute bhajana kriya. Yes, let's do it. It's not so intimidating as I thought. It's possible. So first, Shraddha, you hear about it. What is it to this global Sankirtan, live to give, and what's going on here? And then you associate more with devotees, and you have a desire to participate, to execute. As you do that, as you take part in these campaigns, you get nishta, because your anarthas are fading away. Your selfishness is fading away. So you go from, of course, anartha nivritti to being able to absorb in these campaigns without distraction, without any hesitation. And next comes ruchi. You have a desire to do this, a desire that's directed by your intelligence. Yes, I want to do this. I'm getting a taste from it, and my intelligence confirms, my shastric intelligence confirms this is the way to go. Your taste is roaring in the right direction. But beyond that, there's asakti. Asakti means you have the desire to assist Lord Chaitanya. Let's do it. But there's no help needed of the intellect. There's no fortification of the intellect needed. It's just pouring out of you. And that's what I love about these campaigns. It just allows the potential for asakti to just pour out. And then, of course, there are the highest levels of Sankirtan in which you realize that this is something, this is a Goloka Vrindavan Navadvip phenomenon. So those are my thoughts, and I thank you all for allowing me to express them, and I thank Vaisheshika Prabhu for kindling whatever little fire is there in me to speak in this way.